Warbirds, Order from Chaos, and hopefully either last week or this week coming up, you might see them on the show as well. 14 tracks for 66 minutes. The debut album, at last, from Melbourne band, due for official release very soon when they got a few odds and ends tied up. Produced by Matt Robbins and the band at Colour Sound Recording Studio, along with the track Reality Check done by Chris Malko at Monolith Studios. One new single from this has been released so far in Freak in the Night. There have been previous tracks like Control, Reality Check and My Symphony, which are on this album. And a special thank you to the boys for giving a thank you to us in the album credits as well. So, cheers. Go for it.
Yeah, this is really good. I wish you didn't say that last part because now I feel like I'm being really biased. But no, this is sort of you've got that kind of modern rock style with a little bit of, the melodic rock thing and some grungy guitar tones thrown in, which is actually a real highlight. The guitar tone on this is absolutely monstrous. But without being over the top and fizzy, you've managed to get that nice balance going in there. And what it does is that throughout this whole album, it really does counteract with the rhythm section, which really does have a nice groove going on throughout the whole thing. But all that, for mine, plays into a platform for Ant's vocals. Yes. For mine, that's the highlight of this thing. And I mean, there's great riffs all over this thing. There's great grooves. There's great guitar solos. But the vocals are really the highlight for this thing. Now, for the audience that generally watches this show and the sort of stuff that we know gets the most reactions, and kind of going back to 80s and 70s rock, this is a band that people from this audience should check out because I can almost guarantee that you will love this
anything
band.
From Zeppelin to Soundgarden.
And if that sounds, if you watch the Kiss special we did a while back, if you've watched the Zeppelin stuff and all the 80s rock stuff, if you're anything like that, if you're a fan of those bands, this is a band that you should check out.
But it's contemporary.
Yeah, I do mean that. It doesn't sound... I know it makes it sound like I'm making them sound old, but no. My Symphony and Slave are my highlights. I actually gave it a 9.
Wow,
cool. Nice. This is supposed to be a debut album. It doesn't feel like it. They've obviously been on all of our radars for a long time.
Yeah.
And they've released a few EPs over the journey. Well,
we've had a lot of love for this band for a long time.
That's
across
right.
the board.
Great band.
Great guys too.
This is a great payoff for me. For them to release this as an album, as a work of art, I think is incredible. They've done really, really well. I had the privilege of being at the album launch and they played a lot of the new tracks live and they were bloody fantastic. It was great. There's no news here. Again, we've been fans for a long time. These guys can deliver both in the studio and live.
Yes.
And that's one of the great... the great tricks of being a great rock band.
It's the old pub test, I guess, for a band. Yeah.
Yeah. You were saying Ant's vocals stood out for you. His guitar solos stood out for me. I love the solos on this. Sounds fantastic. Hats off to Matt at Colour Sound because he smashed it out of the park in that regard. I think we all shot our wads when we heard My Symphony off the EP, but it still leaps out of this album for me. I think it's a fantastic thing.
The thing is, it was a throwaway track. It was an add-on to the EP, and it's like
they didn't rate it
keeps on keeping on.
Yeah, I love it.
That's the track whenever they play it live too. For mine, that's the one I walk away.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah. It's just a great rock album. Probably my favourite local release of the year, certainly so far. I think it's a ripper. I give it 9.5 out of 10. My Symphony, The Sleeper. I love that.
Okay,
that
cool.
Was a ripper.
Yeah.
Collider and Contain the Rage for me.
Finally, the album is here. It's taken a long time, and it's not their fault. They've had a lot going on behind the scenes, but finally it's here. I don't think these guys are capable of writing a bad song. I just don't think
I'm
they
sure
are.
if he put his mind to it, he could.
Okay. You can do anything. But fuck me, they've only gotten better as time has gone on. I don't normally like the addition of older tracks on a new album. Normally, sort of like you're filling out things, but in this case it feels like the perfect, like you said, payoff.
Yeah.
The old wrestling term, it's the payoff of the whole build up to the pay-per-view kind of thing. That's what this is, and the old tracks being on this album feels like that to me. This is modern rock with a solid dose of all your classic favourite influences. Big sound for a three-piece, but they aren't afraid to use space either, so they let things just sit back and they let the bass and the drums do it, and they don't... They've resisted that urge to fill everything with noise as a three-piece, and they've just gone, let's just let the songs ring, and it works so well. One of the things I really love about this band is the lyrics. They are so well crafted, so well done. Ant's vocal delivery is fantastic, but also the harmonies on this are really good too. Album flow is fantastic. I love the energy and the tempo shifts on this. Each song builds and drops nicely, which also in turn makes the album do the same thing. This thing is so easy on repeat spins, it's not funny. Great hooks. These songs will stay with you. You'll be singing along to these after the first pass with not a lot of effort at all. this is so easy to get into. If you like rock music at all, like I said before, anything from Zeppelin to Soundgarden, this is for you for sure. Production, this could be the best thing I've heard from Colour Sound Studios.
Yeah,
Production-wise, I reckon this is up there. This is really good. I love the use of the space and the panning. The depth was good. The reverb, it's not too reverb heavy. They've just done enough to make things sort of really flesh out.
I'm looking forward to Cicada Stone's next album.
I am too. If they can do this with Warbirds, I want to hear what they do with Cicada Stone's next album. That's going to be really good. I mean, it's their own home. They should be able to, fuck me. Great tones across the board. But they've kept the edge. They haven't rounded it off. They haven't polished it to the shit house. It's still got the edge to it. It's still very good. Spoken about the vocals. You spoke about the guitar. Like, guitar work, fuck. Anth is one of the best.
Yeah.
I reckon he's actually underrated as far as lead guitarists in Melbourne go around. I reckon he's fucking well and truly up there. But the drums and the bass under that are the perfect platform for the vocals and the lead guitar to shine on this record. This is a band that's playing entirely to its strengths, and there are a lot of those strengths to be had. I hope they can really lock down their lineup now. So whatever's working for you, please try and stick it out, because these songs...
I think they have.
I would hope so.
They alluded that they had locked down their lineup.
Okay, well, here's hoping, because fuck me, when I saw them play after a week with the current lineup being together, they were good then. You saw them at the launch, and fuck, that's a while on now. If you've never seen them live, go and see them. They are fantastic. They will not disappoint. This is a release that should put this band right up there, as far as I'm concerned, in the conversation for the best bands, generally speaking, out there. This is a complete performance. It also serves to be the complete reintroduction to the band. So if you've never heard this band before, this is the place and time to start with this. If you, like I said, this is just great. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I cannot fault this one at all. Order from Chaos for the new tracks. That was my
it's a good track.
That's a good one. Collider, Freak in the Night, Bring Back Your Love, Contain the Rage, but every track is a winner. I didn't want to pick standouts from the previous ones, although my Symphony is always going to be a personal favourite of mine. Check it out for yourselves. Let us know what you think. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure you leave your thoughts in the comments below, and also give us a thumbs up or subscribe or follow any of our social media channels to stay up to date with what's going on next. I want to say a very quick thank you to our sponsors, Alt Cult, Rockstar Finance, Hydra Rehearsal Studios and Squidding Screen Printing. Thank you all so much for your support, and we will see you in the next video.
I think Anth will be happy with that.
You fucking better be.